Welcome to the Dr. Zwig Show, where I show you how bad states of mind and difficult life issues aren't pathological, but rather signs of personal growth trying to happen. All right, let's get into it. Hey people, how are you? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're cruising along, reaching for your goals, and aren't all blocked up and constipated in your life. But constipation is good too. The view of obstacles as something to simply overcome is a half-baked concept that limits your growth. In episode 38, How to Process Obstacles That Block You from Becoming Your Ideal Self, I showed you how to vision your ideal self, which really means accessing an image of who you already are right now in your subconscious. Then I gave you a method to identify what blocks you on your path toward this vision and how to process it. It's so common for people to just assume they are who they are and their lives just are what they are. Maybe they can get a better job or a better relationship, but they can't really change what is. Wrong. In fact, the way your life isn't what it is. Where you are right now is just a momentary stop in your unfolding story of greatness. What I mean is you're in process, and a process evolves. You're going somewhere. And visioning your ideal self gives you a dynamic image to guide you along the path. Now, by ideal self, I don't mean the typical be whoever you want to be, whatever you desire can be yours, which is always a terribly one-sided affair directed by your ego in a way that marginalizes who you actually are. Your true self isn't something you get to decide. It's something your process, your subconscious decides, because it already exists within you. You have to sense it, divine it, perceive it, discover it, and tap into it, not make it up out of superficial desires. I've worked with thousands of people on every type of problem you can imagine. And I've never encountered someone subconscious saying it needs the person to get more social media followers or become famous or get rich. These may be things you desire, and that's all good, go for it. But it won't solve your deeper issues or connect you with your true spirit. So I'm not talking about becoming successful, famous, wealthy, and all these one-dimensional images of the so-called American dream. I mean becoming conscious of your whole evolving self and following this evolution as it unfolds. This is the true solution to your life problems because it's exactly what your problems are trying to communicate to you. Your psyche wants wholeness and growth, not just material comforts. Now, once you connect with a future image of yourself that feels authentic, you have to ask what stands in the way of you progressing toward becoming it. There's often a chasm between you and your dreams. That's why they're called dreams. There's you, there's your dreams, and there are the forces in between that block you from them. So how can you cross the great divide? Oftentimes, we're not conscious of the obstacles that keep us stuck. We just feel stuck, or we don't even realize we're stuck. We just unconsciously give in to an invisible enemy, settle for whatever is, and get a bit depressed. We know there's something more in life, but we don't know how to connect with it. Visioning your ideal self is a start to waking up to your potential. Then you have to identify and work through what's against you actualizing it. This is what we did in the exercise. The conventional view of psychological, mental, and emotional blocks is that they're meaningless obstacles to overcome or at least suppress. They're seen as a problem that must simply be eliminated. It's the same paradigm used in medicine: kill the bacteria, wipe out the virus, cut out the problem. Great for medicine, lousy for psychology and personal growth. Imagine you're driving down the road towards your destination. You come upon someone standing in the road, waving his arms, jumping up and down, and yelling. You try to drive around him, but he stands in your way. You yell back, "Get off the road!" But he doesn't move. Then you listen to his rant and realize he's speaking a foreign language. So you have no idea what's going on. All you know is that he's blocking you from going where you want to go. You have several options. One is to give up, turn around, go home, and get depressed. That's a common one. Another one is to push back or even get violent, throw him off the road and race away toward your destination. That's another common reaction. The problem is, you don't know why he's blocking you. Maybe it's for a good reason and continuing down the road would put you in harm's way. A third option would be to try to communicate with him so you can figure out what's going on and then decide on the right path to take. This third option is analogous to processing what's blocking you. Giving up and getting depressed ain't no fun, so let's forget that option. Powering through is a possibility, but it's tricky because how do you know whether you should power through an obstacle or take the obstacle as a sign for you to change direction? Sometimes you need to never give up, while other times giving up a certain direction is pure wisdom. Both processes are valid, but you need a way to determine which one is happening in a given moment. An obstacle may communicate, in effect, I'm powerful and you need to integrate my power. I'm blocking you to test your strength because you don't use it enough. So I'm going to oppress you so you get the feeling to fight back. Hopefully, this will connect you with your power. But it may also communicate the need for a whole new direction. It says, in effect, whoa, slow your roll. You're not aware of what's going on. You need to get off this highway and drive up that other road. Otherwise, you'll get in an accident in a few miles. And within this process, there are two options. The new road might be the new route to your destination, or it might be a path to a totally new destination. You can't know without processing it. It's like when clients come to therapy. Sometimes the problem they present is exactly what their subconscious needs them to work on. But other times, the real issue is something totally different, and that's what we end up focusing on. Bottom line is, the obstacles in your life are your traffic directors. They show up to guide you in your process. Welcome them. They suck, and you want to kill them, and sometimes you should. But you'll get way further down the road if you relate to them as meaningful, purposeful processes, not as meaningless trash in your way. This is a paradigm shift from pathology to process. Instead of viewing your life as a fight to overcome your inner and outer demons, approach everything as a meaningful process that carries information for your growth, healing, and evolution. Sure, we all hate being oppressed, blocked, stuck, and frustrated. And you have to fight, yell, scream, throw a fit, get pissed off. And you're bound to complain, get depressed, and hopeless at some point. But always keep in the back of your mind that what's blocking you is there for a reason, and you can tap into it and transform it. The poison is the medicine. It may seem like the obstacles you encounter aren't part of you, like they're the enemy, the other, bad luck, life conspiring against you for no reason other than to make you miserable. But this isn't actually what's happening. Your obstacles are just as much a part of you as your intentions. You think they're not because they run counter to your intentions, like they're your anti-intentions. They're not for you, they're against you. But this is where the gold lies. You'll always have anti-intentions because your process evolves specifically through these kinds of challenges. Your worst obstacle contains your greatest wisdom. It shows up to mess you up, stand in the way of what you want to do, so it can send you a message that raises your awareness. It's your foreign language speaking traffic director. The block is your process. Now, obstacles don't only show up as major blocks on your life path. They also arise in specific moments as minor, momentary blocks. Maybe you want to get somewhere and there's a traffic jam, or you want to work out, but your shoulder hurts, or you're trying to finish some work, but something happens that prevents you from getting it done. This is your process showing up in everyday moments. Your process is always happening. You can't get away from it. You are it. You're the river. But you're also the perceiver, the observer standing on the river bank. And the more tools you have to process both major and minor obstacles, the better you'll fare. The notion that life is a process is illustrated incredibly well by music. Music is flow, change. Every element connects with every other element in a meaningful way that continually unfolds. Nothing is ever still or static. It's like the river I just mentioned, and sometimes it's calm, while other times it's turbulent. But nothing can ever make it lose its essential nature of movement, evolution. Put a rock in the way, and the water adapts to it. Change the key or the beat of a song, and the notes, chords, and rhythms adapt. When I hit a wrong note in a concert, I usually don't take it as a wrong note. I don't cringe and immediately try to get back to the right notes. In fact, I play it again on purpose, and I weave a melody or rhythm around it. Okay, sometimes I really do hit a stinker, which means it's time to pull myself together. But more often than not, the so-called wrong note blocking my way is actually a new creative idea trying to expand what I'm playing. In the same way, what looks like a sour note in your day or your life is the seed for expansion of your consciousness, your mindset, attitude, awareness, and behavior. See you next time. Stay aware. You can follow me on social media at Dr. Zwig, and you can sign up on the mailing list at drzwig.com, where you'll receive discounts on private coaching, events, and merchandise starting in 2021, weekly personal growth tips, and lots more. Be well.